Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you are new, welcome back if you've been following along. Today is Sketchin Sundays. Still getting used to that series name, but I got it this time. And we're gonna do the drawing for Flora's Dial, my interpretation of the flower that's selected in that rare book for today. Sunday the 21st, and it is Southernwood. Alright, so I'm just gonna use some of my same tools, my go-to tools. I'm gonna clip this here so I don't give any spoilers away before I do the January flip. And I have a couple different pencils, a 2B Helix Oxford. I might not use all of these, but I like to have them just in case. An HB Kimberly. This is a Faber-Castell eraser pencil. We have the Graph Gear 500 mechanical pencil. My smudging stump. The Tombow stick eraser, and then these are my new Faber-Castell pencils, sketch pencils that I got, and I go with the HB, or that's what I have been relying on. So to get started, because the flower Southernwood is kind of prickly, kind of like a shrub, I'm just going to go in here and do some shoot-offs from a stem, kind of messily, very narrow. And then come back in towards the body of the stem. And I will continue to do this as I move up the stem. Kind of a shoot off with those prickly little kind of like jaggedy, not thistles, but kind of like a pine needle. If you're familiar with shrubbery, then you'll probably understand the way that these appear and feel. They're kind of sharp-edged and turning back to the body. I'm gonna go and continue up, and we'll come back out again a little bit longer this time, and a little bit curved. And I might put maybe a little less fingers on this one so that I can add a shoot off here with some additional fingers. I don't know what else to call them. They're not needles, they're just kind of like coral little branches that make up the plant. Coming back towards and then going back out for some more thistle-like fingers. Very messily, very curvy. I purposefully am not making these uniform, so they kind of look like little hands. See how they're kind of like little opened hands? And then each time I'm coming back in, I'm being sure that I'm curving so that it appears like a seamless fit. Okay, back towards the body, and then again I'm going to curve and go upward, kind of curving away from this branch, and then I'm going to make this more like a cone for the tip. Still keeping with the hand and multiple branches. Very messy, very wavy. Different lengths also. Maybe come back in, curve back out. And these can be thin, they can be thick. But towards the top where we're shaping that cone, I want them to purposefully be a little bit thinner. Okay, come back towards the body. Do another branch out with less fingers. Again, curve, coming back towards the body. Go out for another branch. I'll do a couple fingers on this one. Different sizes, different shapes. Back towards the body, curving again. And then we'll shoot back out for another limb. Excuse me. And you're just going to repeat this until you get back down to the base of the stem. Okay, keeping those nice and wavy. Curving, again, we're going to curve as we're getting closer to the body of the stem. And then coming back down, going inward towards this arm, curving back out, maybe going upward. And here we're going to do our final little stem of hands, very messily. There we go. Curving back towards the body, dipping in a little at each of the branches, and then pulling up and quickly down to make the edge of the stem light and ending it. Then we're just going to take our eraser and maybe lighten this up a little bit, because on the way back down I was pressing harder. Ooh, we're getting some smudge there. We'll clean that up. Alright, just picking up some of that graphite. There we go. And it is smudging, but that's okay. We're going to go in with our eraser pencil and clean that up once we pick up some of this graphite. Some of the smudge might be helpful too for shading, so some of that we're going to leave, but like on the outside here, we'll clean that up. There we go. And again, this is from the book Flora's Dial. It is a rare book from, first published, I believe, 1846, I believe is the year. And I studied it when I was finishing up my coursework and really loved it, but there were no illustrations. So, I mean, there was one at the beginning of the book, kind of like a title plate, and I thought, I got the idea for this because I had created a floral challenge, art challenge, sketch a day challenge last year, and I got the idea for this from that book, to go ahead and put my interpretive illustration on the flowers. So if you're following along, sorry you had to hear the story again. If you're new, that's the backstory. Now that we've cleaned that up, I'm just going to go in with the graph gear because it is a 0.3 lead. I'll be able to put finer details, and I'm just going to kind of messily go over my first line, which will darken it and kind of reinforce the messiness. I'm not going to lay the pencil down consistently. I'm just going to kind of like let it dance across the top of the paper so that it kind of gives like a dotted effect. There we go. And skipping some places. I don't think that every little hand needs reinforced. All right. Just very messily putting some of the lines back in that were erased when we were taking up some of that graphite. There we go. It's looking good. And then we're going to do some line work. So I'll just do some shading lines along the original stem, the body of the stem. Focusing around the curves especially. Then I'll put some shadows on the bottom hands, or the lower ones. Very lightly. And the larger ones, I might put some lines, some shade lines. Alright. And then I'm just going to take that smudging stump and go over those lines a little bit, very lightly, and where I put the shading at. And then going over the main vein or body of the whole plant and arm. Alright, and then I'm going to feather each of these little hands to kind of give the appearance that they are sharp. And the feathering, I'm just doing like a continuation along the existing lines. And it's okay if this makes it a little bit darker, like if it makes all the tips seem darker, because we can go in with our pencil eraser and lighten all of that up. But I really want it to have that kind of like a sharp appearance so that it looks and appears like shrubbery. Do some line work on some of the smaller veins or arms. Okay, and then we'll just keep doing the feathering at the tips. Just a couple more here. Alright, and then we're going to go in with that pencil eraser and just dab over them to lighten them up a little. There we go. That's looking nice. I think that's good. Alright, and then I'm just going to put the prose for that day along the spine here. And it is, let's see if maybe I can put this down. There we go. I'm just doing this with the styrofoam so that I don't do additional smudging. Almost done. I think that says Tenson. Okay, so here is our Southernwood, and the prose that goes with it is, "So lady, take this simple lay, and if you find a meaning there, oh whisper to your glass and say, what wonder if he thinks me fair," by Tenson. Alright, so again, it's another messy drawing like last Sunday's, and it's really just a lot of line work and building off of the main body with your curves. So have fun with this one, and if you like this, please like this video so that I know that you want more of this content. Please subscribe to the channel so that you can follow along and adjust your notifications so that you know when the next videos in the series is coming out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye guys!